We're not in an information age anymore. We're actually in the age of intelligence. And the leaders who will thrive are not the ones with the most degrees or years of experience. It's those who know how to work with AI first. But what does it mean to be an AI leader? How do you lead teams, businesses, and movements in a world that's being driven by artificial intelligence? But stay with me, because this might just be the mindset shift that saves your business and accelerates your legacy. You see, being AI first doesn't mean replacing humans out of the process, because we know that actually human connection is irreplaceable. However, being AI first simply means that you replace inefficiencies in your business, in your processes, and as well as in your personal life. I envision a future where all of us would just have this square device that we can just talk to that, hey, I would like to send a quotation to this customer for our Cash Infinity machine at the price of $20,000, and send an invoice to their email, blah, 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 and as well as book an appointment for me to discuss the pricing with them on this and date. And if they reply and if they're not available, please make sure to send them the link of my most available dates. That's the future that I see that we are moving into. And to be honest, as a leader, I'm super excited. However, I've witnessed firsthand that a lot of leaders locally here in Thailand, as well as in the rest of the world, are not prepared. And a lot of people are still going to be on the sidelines. Just like when any new innovation that has caused massive gains for people who are early. And I believe that you as leaders, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, you need to dive straight in right now, because the riches is definitely still there, and it's very early for all of us to jump all in. So back to the part about being AI first. It's not about actually coding or becoming a tech wizard. It's about changing the mindset, reframing with questions such as, am I still making decisions based on gut or data? And am I personally resisting change, or am I leading it? AI first leaders don't ask how I can use AI, but they ask, what would this look like if 80% of the work can be done by AI? And that leaves room for the 20%, which is the human connections that all of us crave. So in this next session, I want to talk to you about 3 core traits of an AI first leader. Number 1, vision with velocity. As we all know, a company ultimately dies if the leader fails to have a bigger vision than where he or she is right now towards the future. Meaning that if there is no bigger purpose for the whole company to move towards, and that future is unknown, then ultimately that company is doomed to fail. Now, being an AI first leader, it means that we have to believe that through AI, we're going to be able to build faster, ship products quicker, get to the market quicker, get data and feedback back to us faster, so that we can then improve and iterate even faster, meaning that by default, we should be able to deliver our products and our services at a higher level as time goes on. Just for some context, right? I've been playing around with tools such as Replit and Lovable, as well as Make.com and automations. And my God, I mean, I'm mind blown. Just the fact that you can use a couple sentences and you can build a full functioning web app, let's say 80% of a functioning web app, and you just learn a bit more how to hook it up to a database and whatnot, you get a functioning web app in just less than 2 hours, basically. And if I were to actually spend a full day building an app, I would probably get a functioning product that basically I could start to sell immediately if I have an audience. And this would not have been possible 2 years ago. I would have to actually getting a UI and UX designer, and then getting a quote from the software team, and then going back and forth. And I would have no idea if the code is legit or not, and just kind of have to hope for the best and that it turns out just the way that I want it. But now any person can become a software developer, or the way that I see it is that anyone can become a builder. And that's priceless. That is speed. That is velocity. So that's the first trait. Every meeting, project, and decision is infused with leverage. And that leverage is AI tools at your fingertips. So ask yourself, where am I still doing things the slow and manual way? What can be automated, delegated, or enhanced with AI? Now, trait number 2 is systems over superheroes. I faced this personally firsthand, where because we sell products that are very niche, and so a lot of the specialized knowledge is tied into with a couple of our technicians. We have SOPs, we have training materials, but But as you know, expertise comes with experience. And as much as we try to clone people and try to create partners and buddies so that there's no way that one person will be the bottleneck of the whole team, but there is kind of like that advantage of having a person who's been there longer than a person that have joined the company later. So this means that a lot of the knowledge and the expertise is centralized in a certain group of people or a certain few. Now, this is a problem for companies that are trying to scale. Now, this problem is completely removed because it can distill all of our past conversations, sales calls, presentations, emails, all of the best SOPs that we've created, and it can distill in easy to digest context and content for our new team members to understand, absorb, as well as take their time to actually chat with a custom GPT, for example. So this is something that is invaluable that every single leader needs to take into account. This means that as an AI first leader, you actually exemplify and glorify systems, not just people. It doesn't mean that we don't reward the high performers. We still should reward them handsomely, but we also need to emphasize the importance of systems. That for a company to scale, to become a big empire, it's impossible to grow if there's only a few superheroes in the business at play. Now, of course, this may not apply to you if you are at a stage of just starting up, if you're a solopreneur, that you might be like, Jedi, all of this is flying off the top of my head, and that's fine. But I am talking to the business owners who already have an established company. They've been in the industry for 5 to 10 years, and that they have a certain crew that they need to handle. So this is for you. Now, the third trait, I want you to become a leader who values wisdom in the noise. Because it's easy for us as leaders, and as for me, who's like kind of like a tech nerd, I do like all these new stuff that comes into the world of technology. I love to keep up with all of it, but unfortunately, maybe 5%, 10% of the information is actually useful and beneficial for us as a business owners to actually move forward. There are still things that I prefer to do automations for my business. I still prefer the chat interface between myself and ChatGPT as well as Claude that I use. The reason is because as I type and as I chat, I actually gain clarity. It's because it's easy for us to be bombarded by quite a lot of new ideas, things that we should do, but there's only a few selected high impact tasks that actually move the needle. And through this part, which means that the best leaders ask better prompts. They use AI to generate options, but they use their wisdom to make decisions. And that wisdom comes from our experience, our knowledge of the industry, our personal connections with the customer. All this AI cannot replace. So don't ever forget that. So here are 4 steps that you can take right now to start becoming an AI first leader if you're watching this video. Step number 1 is to audit your own time on how much you're spending using AI, learning how to optimize for it in your life, in your personal life, so that you lead by example for your team members to see and witness the changes in your tone and the way that you approach decisions, and as well as in personal life. So the way that I like to do it is I actually like to go to AI every single time where I have a big major financial decision. I actually get AI to list the pros and cons of each scenario for me. Even though sometimes I feel overly optimistic, I get AI to be pragmatic and just straightforward, and that's something that sometimes a human still fails to do for me. Now, step number 2 is to ensure that you allocate appropriate time to train your team on how they can use AI in their work, and as well as increase their skills so that they unlock new levels of growth and make sure that they are staying ahead in their career and help you build the business. Because just like what my coach always teaches us, Dan Martell, build the people, build the business. Number 3, replace, don't just add. It's not just about stacking more apps on which AI apps you use to add, but think about which tools are gonna come and replace the old ones that are AI powered. See if there are AI features that are future-proof for your team to ensure that you're always staying ahead of the competition, and as well as keep your team as lean and as optimized as possible. Step number 4 is to start small but scale fast. When I say small, what I would recommend all of you and what I recommend my clients as well is that once the leaders understand the importance of becoming an AI first leader, that then they also spend the time to train their key leaders, and then they go down to train the whole team. so that everybody is onboarded. And what I would challenge you, which is the same challenge that I challenge my clients, is that in the next 6 to 12 months, there's a clear KPI of the increase in productivity for the team to have, and something that they can own, as well as create an opportunity for someone on the team to become an AI champion for your business. And if you would like me to come in and do an AI audit of your company and see how I can help and create a 6 to 12 months strategic plan on how you can optimize your company towards AI, as well as help you structure your team, please reach out on Instagram or on X or whatever you prefer. Just say that you found me through this video. I would love to talk and see if we can get on a call. Thanks for watching, and I wish you the best. God bless, and continue crushing in your business. See you on the next one.